Did you know that Martha Washington Jefferson Randolph is her name? We'll probably find out why. And then this next one is Dorothea Dandridge Payne Todd Madison. We're going to go over those two presidents' wives today. Before I get too far into this, I want to tell you today is hashtag Tea Tuesday. This is hosted by our wonderful friend Patty at Life with Patty. You can go over and check and see what she posts today and what everyone else in this absolutely awesome Tea Tuesday collaboration posts. You're welcome to join it also. This is not closed and it's just a fun one to go to. Originally, when they started this this collab, it was tea. Now they've opened it up to anything you want to drink. And I'm having my second cup of coffee today. It's a little later in the day, and my son came by to visit me for a little while. My young son, Josh, and we had a nice little visit, catching up on how their Christmas went, because we didn't have Christmas with him and his wife and Carter. That day, you know, we had it the Sunday before, and I have a video on that. It was a fun video. You guys, if you haven't watched it, you might want to see that. I gave my son and my daughter-in-laws each $25 each. Girls were going to buy for the girls and the boys for the boys. And they went out to buy each other gifts. With my money, I didn't have to go shopping for them. That was awesome. And they bought something for each one. And they know what each other likes better than I would have liked. So, and everybody seemed happy. It was a fun video, and it's there. And by the way, if you remember their girl, she's 6. She did a video. Her dad, you know, my son, he's the one that helped me get started. And Mama and Papa, as Carter calls my son, that's her stepdad. They helped her set up, and she did a YouTube video. But I'm going to post it down, a link to it on this one. When he was here today, he said he looked at the numbers. The last he had seen, it was about 100. You know, you can't comment on it because it's a child on it. But she is Get Ready With Me, and she's getting herself all made up with her little makeup that she's got, and talking and chit-chatting, and that was really, really cute. And she mentioned my channel. She said, be sure and go, and she says, Peach Thrifty Living. It was cute. And she just did an awesome job. Anyway, when he looked at the numbers today, she has 700 views on that video. Oh my goodness, I haven't gotten the 700 view one in a long time, which is fine. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about that. And if you want to just enjoy a little girl, I don't know what all they're going to post and how often or anything, but she had a fun time doing it. So, you know, she's been on my videos a few times, and she's just a delight. There's a pretty picture, you guys. That'll make you happy. Little pink pig. Let's get started today. Show you the picture. If you are just joining me, I have the whole Presidents series, and it's under my playlist under Presidents. And on the 28th president, right around that, I got this book from Carol at Crinkle Path, and so I continued on with putting those in. So you see this little paper right here? That's how far, that's when the new ones start, when I started the others. So there's quite a few. And if I can, I'm going to do 2 of these today. 3rd President of the United States, wife, the First Lady. She was born September 27th in 1772 in Monticello, Virginia. She was Welsh and English. Her mother was Martha Wales skeleton Jefferson. Father was Thomas Jefferson. Her first husband was Thomas Mann Randolph, and she went to a convent. She was 29 at the age of inauguration, and that was 1801 to 1809. She died October 10th, 1836, and she died of a stroke. Okay, let's see what it says about her. By the time Thomas Jefferson became president, his wife had been dead for 18 years. She had always been frail and became more delicate as each child arrived. A widow with one son when she married Thomas Jefferson. Martha Jefferson gave birth to 5 daughters and 1 son. In the 10 years after her marriage, the future president. Only 2 of her children lived to adulthood. These 2 was Martha and Mary, and were the joy of Jefferson's life after his wife died. Okay. Martha Jefferson, called Patsy, grew up in Monticello, the family's Virginia plantation. Not yet 10 years old when her mother died, young Martha tried to be cheerful for her grieving father. Father and daughter were often together. Martha accompanied Jefferson on horseback rides through the countryside and on his business trips. She had the best private tutors that they could find and attended a convent school in Paris. When Jefferson served as minister to France, Martha grew up fast. Her father expected a lot out of her, and she was anxious to please. After Martha married her cousin, Thomas Randolph, the couple lived at Monticello together with Martha's sister and her family. Jefferson was there less and less frequently, until finally he moved to Washington when he became president in 1801. Jefferson missed the daughters terribly. He urged them to join him in the White House, but they were reluctant to expose their young children to the unsanitary conditions of the swampy capital city. The president was not concerned about having a hostess. He believed in simplicity and did not hold formal receptions. Knowledgeable about food and wine, he managed his small household staff himself. Jefferson scorned protocol. Sometimes he received visitors in his bedroom, slippers or muddy riding boots. He asked his dinner guests to sit wherever they pleased. But since women couldn't attend social functions without a hostess present, Jefferson's old friend, Dolly Madison, often presided over state dinners. At this time, Dolly Madison's husband, James, was Secretary of State. Martha came to Washington with her husband and acted as lady of the house for several extended periods, earning praise for her intelligence and charm. The first child ever born in the White House was Martha's son, James Madison Randolph. Jefferson and his daughters lived together again in Monticello. His retirement, Martha found the estate a sad place after her father's death and went to live with her daughter in Boston for a time. She died in 1836 at the age of 64. Now, this is all different. I guess I did not realize that. Did you? I hope I read it good enough that you can understand. And now we are on to Dorothea. She was born in May 20, 1768 in Guilford County, North Carolina. She was Welsh and Irish, and her mother was Mary Cole Payne. Her father was John Payne, and her husband's, and her husband's was John Todd. That was 1764 to 1793, and James Madison from 1751 to 1836. They had 2 boys, and she had a private tutor, and she was 41 at the age of inauguration, 09 to 1817. She died July 12th, 1849, and she died of natural causes. I need another drink here. Dorothea, but that's what threw me off. I never heard her called Dorothea. They called her Dolly. Dolly Payne, her early life gave a little indication that she would rise to social prominence. She was raised a strict Quaker and was taught to dress plainly and behave quietly and avoid extravagance. After her family moved from Virginia to Philadelphia, Mr. Payne's business failed, and Mrs. Payne had to make their home into a boarding house. And in 1790, Dolly married John Todd, a lawyer from the Quaker congregation. But within 3 years, both he and one of their 2 infant sons had died of yellow fever. In the bustling city of Philadelphia, young Dolly attracted much attention with her gay personality and good looks. She was introduced to Congressman James Madison, and the 2 were married in 1794. Shunned by the Society of Friends for marrying outside her faith, Dolly was free to do things she had only dreamed of. She wore fancy clothes and even played cards. I want to stop right there and say, I remember my dad never wanted us to play cards. And, in old days, and in our church, it was a sin to play cards. We didn't continue that. We play cards. It's fun. And we found out it probably wasn't a sin, or we knew it wasn't. While James Madison was Jefferson's Secretary of State, Dolly presided over diplomatic dinners for both her husband and the president. The special menus she prepared placed her recipes in great demand. She dressed in the latest fashions, and women everywhere initiated her style of dress. But it was Dolly's charm and friendly disposition that made her famous, and she was soon known as the Queen of Washington City. When James Madison became president, Dolly continued her role as Washington's most popular and fashionable hostess. At her lavish parties, she often helped smooth political attention. She was gracious to her husband's friends and enemies alike. She was so well loved that even her use of snuff and rumors that she wore cosmetics didn't harm her reputation. Boy, I think we've come a long way, huh? Dolly Madison is best remembered today for saving invaluable documents and portraits of George Washington's minutes before the British captured and burned the new capital in 1814. Her actions at this time illustrates her courage and determination. Back in Virginia, after James Madison's retirement, Dolly continued to entertain gladly until her husband's death in 1836. Soon afterwards, she returned to Washington. Though her finances were depleted by the gambling debts of her son. Congress purchased James Madison's papers and thereby helped to provide Dolly a modest income. Dolly Madison's home was once again the center of social life in Washington, and she enjoyed the love of all who knew her until her death in 1849 at the age of 81. She was quite a lady. And tomorrow I have the recipe, the budget meals under $5. I have that video. I just need to put the finishing touches on that video, and I just hope you have a wonderful day. And in any of my videos, I want you to know that I'm so thankful that you're here, and I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch. There's so much that, I mean, you can scroll through that YouTube screen and see so many interesting titles and all kinds of just things that want you to think, what's that about? Thank you for watching mine today, and I pray God blesses you. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. He loves you every day of your life, and it's almost a new year, and I'm so excited about whatever happens. I just want to live every day as Jesus would have me to do. Like Grandma Lois says, and she'll say, walk that path where Jesus would want you to. Okay, you have a great day and come back tomorrow. God bless you so much.